Hi, my name is Jackie Gomez, and for my second capstone, I will be doing a media analysis. The video that I'll use for my media analysis is called Lymphatic Drainage Revolutionizing Lymphedema Treatment. It is a video essay done by Cancer Rehab PT. What is the purpose of the media? The purpose of the video was to inform people of this fairly new treatment of the draining of the lymphatic called ICG lymphography. What is telling the audience? This video is telling the audience of the statistics and outcomes of what this treatment can do. Who is the audience? The audience is mainly a wide audience because of the accessibility on YouTube, but if you want to be more specific, then it would be people who are possibly wanting to have a better understanding on this topic or either doing research on this topic if they're considering on doing this treatment. Is it informative or argumentative? This video was informative because it provides information from an Australian organization that did this research and provided the charts and graphs for this video. Is it objective or subjective? I feel like the video is both objective and subjective because the YouTuber provides facts from the organization and she also provides some personal advice because she works in a profession relating to this topic. Does the author have any affiliations that may impact the content? The author has an affiliation that impacts the content because she's a therapist. What evidence does this media bring forth that relates to its purpose? The evidence that this video is bringing forth that relates to the purpose is that it is mentioning statistics and research on a newer type of treatment. I will be analyzing the 4 graphs and diagrams in the next slides. Graph 1. Basically, the point of this graph is explaining the results of how the fluids in those parts of the bodies that has lymphedema and their statistics on how the outcomes are going. This is varying on how far the condition per individual. In the bigger part of the body where it is being tested, it shows that most of these areas have fluids being moved to these areas instead of away from those areas. Graph 2. What this graph is showing after surgery on the area that is affected, there is still fluid movement going into those lymph nodes, lymph fluid drained. These percentages show where the common areas that are getting fluid movement back in those areas. The higher the percentage, the common the areas are being affected again. Graph 3. What the graph is showing here is that how fluids are mostly moving into the ipsilateral ingula nodes compared to everything else. Even though with what was considered to be traditionally done with draining fluids, the percentage outcome was rather smaller with the fluid pathways to the axilla and armpit in the higher stages of lymphatic dysfunction. Graph 4. This graph is explaining how fluids can move around in the legs and how it typically ends up staying around the groin area. I wanted to include this as well, even though it's not really like a graph, but this is just more general information on what the treatment does in like comparison. How does this piece of media contrast to your understanding of the topic? This video contrasts to my understanding of this topic because I wasn't quite aware on how there is certain points where fluids can be collected and where they can be moved around to be dispersed. That is all for the capstone analysis. Thank you for listening.